Alrighty, so this is the mount that we got for clearing the Baldessian Arsenal last time that we streamed. Is very nice. I like it. I should remember to. There we go. And let me do this because I was in Eureka earlier. There we go. No webcam today because it's an after work stream. I'm tired and I've been having headaches and toothaches and stuff recently, so I don't particularly want to deal with the lights right now. So, yeah, this is the Demi Osma mount. It has 3 different forms. This is the flying form. This is the form on land, and I'm not really going to be able to show off the underwater form, but it's the triangle, the upside down pyramid form. But what we're going to be doing today is, first things first, finishing off the reputations for both the Ananta and the Namazu, so that then we can do the allied questline for them, and then I will be done with beast tribes. I'll be done. But first things first, I spent money on a thing. This was part of the Rising event last year, and so now it's on the cash shop. And I quite like it, so I picked it up. I also got some emotes because I cannot be trusted with money. I love the fact that our little hamster bunny fucker just doesn't give a shit that I'm dead. Still perched. And he rides with us as we do a mega flare as well. I kind of like that. But yeah, I got those, so I can't be trusted with anything. But yeah, first things first, let's Wondrous Tales. There is a chance at us getting 3 lines. Because if I can get that bottom row filled out, that's 2, and then I only need 1 more in order to get that diagonal as well. So, let's see. Okay, we have no chance at getting 3, but we still have a chance at getting 2, or at least 1. Fuck you. Okay. That's fine. I am leveling Dancer, and I'm starting to get pretty close to 80, at which point I will be done leveling the Shadowbringers classes, because we've already got Gunbreaker up to 80, which will just mean that when we start Shadowbringers, it'll be relatively quick and streamlined. I still need to level Samurai, Machinist, and Red Mage up to 80. But honestly, it's not too bad. I've not been doing PvP recently as well, so if I was to start doing PvP again, I can level stuff up. I imagine that Samurai is pretty good in PvP, from what I know of its skills. But yeah, we're nearly there with Dancer. Oh, there you are. You're just in time. Gales, we need you too. I'm hosting a feast for a few friends of the Gatekeepers. It's a small show of thanks for all your support. I can always do the massive battles on PvP and just play support. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. Because I'd need to play as the different classes in order to get the experience. You're right, that it doesn't matter if I win. I get the same amount of experience either way. But depending on what class I'm playing, I can't necessarily just do support. Yeah, the reason I'd be doing the PvP is leveling. I have got all of the PvP rewards for the current series. And so while I do still need crystal trophies for the framing kits mainly, I've got all of the gear that I particularly care about as well, so there's not too much that I need to do. Of course, you're all invited, but I'll need some help. Gales, could you take care of the food and drink? Leave it to me. You can expect the finest cuisine Eorzean has to offer. Could I ask you to deliver these invitations? There's one for Mizet Tia and another for Ala Mhigo. In the meantime, Jolmin and I will start getting the place ready. But yeah, I want to get... Now that we're done with the story for Eureka, like I still have a lot to do in Eureka, including getting the fucking other mounts from the bunny fates. After, up for another adventure, eh? Alpa's full of surprises, and I assume Jolmin will be there too? Wouldn't miss it for the world! I'll meet you there soon. But yeah, now that we're done with doing Eureka on stream, at least deliberately, I want to catch up on job quests again. Do the Alliance raids and normal raids. I mean, I especially want to do the normal raids because it is this tier of normal raids that then unlocks the ultimates for I think there's ultimate weapon, ultimate, and ultimate cause of Bahamut, is it? The Stormblood? I'm not entirely sure because I've never actually finished the normal raid tier for Stormblood, so I didn't even realise that that's how you unlock it, because you have to clear the Savage, the final fight of this normal raid tier Savage to then unlock Ultimate, I think. Greetings! Well, what brings you to Castramorians today? Banquet? Sounds a lot more fancy than the mess hall grub I'm used to. Before I attend, I must consult my tomes on Gurabanian etiquette. I'll join you anon. But yeah, I want to do the ultimates partly for the weapons, although to be honest, the weapons don't, or at least for ultimate weapon, don't look great for the most part, but also for the title, which, to be fair, is something that I do still need to do in PvP. I still have more of the achievements. So I'm almost halfway on Warrior. But yeah, this achievement, emerge victorious in any frontline rival wings, feast, or crystalline conflict. So ideally, I actually need to be doing feast and crystalline conflict and winning so that I can work on both of these. Because then I get more mounts, and of course, I want mounts. Give me them. Give me them all. But yeah, so far I have been quite unlucky in Eureka, in that I've not gotten either of the mounts. I've also not gotten the Argos field dressings, which is the only piece of glam that I still want from Eureka. I haven't even got the Tyrannosaurus mount, which is from Animos. But I've mainly been doing Pyros in order to try and re-roll my relic to get better substats. But I also did some Pargos earlier today to get some more crystals and stuff. They accepted our invitations. Did you hear that? Sounds like there's a commotion outside the gate. I'd better deal with this before the meal. Just between you and me, Alpa's really come into her own since that incident with the Quailana. Why don't you go and see for yourself? What happened? I was passing through the woods when some sort of monster grabbed me from the bushes. It damn near pulled my arm off. Didn't stick around to see what it was, just made a run for it. You're in the care of the gatekeepers now. Rest well. We'll look into this. Jolomin, help him to the infirmary and see that his chocobo's looked after. There may be others who've been attacked. Send a Griffin Rider to survey the area. Understood. Come along, sir. The Kyrugians will take care of that arm. Normally, I'd ask you to assist in culling the wild beasts, but we can handle this. It can't have gone far. Let's move out. See how it is? I'm not needed anymore, huh? That poor bloke and his chocobo should be fine now. Don't seem to be any other casualties, so let's just wait for Albert to get back. We finally found the culprit. It didn't put up much of a fight. It's become quite the battle maid. High praise indeed coming from you. In the beginning, I wasn't sure you'd make much of a captain. But much to my surprise, you're not all that terrible. A backhanded compliment, if ever there was one. But I'll take it. Anyway, we have a few things to prepare for the feast. Our guests will be here soon. Meal's almost ready. I hope you're hungry. Although you're not officially members of the Veladina Gatekeepers, Jolmin and I want to show our appreciation for your support. I'm very grateful for your kind invitation, though I must admit, I'm rather unaccustomed to formal dining. Formal? Forget about that. Just eat, drink, and be merry. Drink, eh? More than enough if you're interested in a little contest. Spirits don't really agree with me. Come on, Zet. Show us what the future Noon of the M tribe can do. Well, since you put it like that, how can I refuse? Gales, I accept your challenge. I have a cask of vintage rock from Alagiri to get us started. There's so much food. We'll need Gales and Mazette to tear themselves away from their drinking game to help carry it. Mazette, are you alright? Evidently not. I think I've lost my appetite. Just stand there, get a mop! God, how did he get it on the ceiling? Looks like they're a bit preoccupied. Alpa looked very excited. That was quite cute. I'd like to say a few words. When I was made captain of the Gatekeepers, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. It wasn't easy at first, but I couldn't be more delighted with how everything's turned out. Of course, we couldn't have done any of this without your support. If you ever need anything at all from the Gatekeepers, consider it done. The same goes for you. My blade is ever at your service. I've turned my life around, and it's all thanks to the Gatekeepers. It'd be my pleasure to carry on working here. I have the perfect title for you. How does the Grand Guardian of Eorzean sound? It's the worst one yet. I think I'll stick around as your second in command, if you don't mind. We're all very proud of you, Alpa. Has someone been cutting onions? You see, one of the reasons why I want to get all of these ranked up is that I can get the extra experience that comes from continuing to do the dailies. So now we can get a true Griffin horn as well as the Ananta framing kit. Because I love me some fucking mounts. And I get to buffet people. Like, honestly, this is a pretty good mount. It's probably the most typical mount that I actually quite like. Because Griffins are quite a common mount, and this does look like it could be straight out of, like, WoW. But I like it. Anyway, the Ananta framing kit. Okay, it doesn't want to let me do it because I'm not in a city-state. Will it let me do it in a sanctuary? Okay, it will. Good. So, gatekeepers. I don't hate the hearts, especially for something like a dancer. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I'd want... Okay. I'd want a different... I have more things here than I did last time. Oh no, it's because I don't actually have all of these. Yeah, because I've not obtained that yet. Okay. I kind of want the dancer one then, because that actually looks pretty good. Damn. Okay. That's cool. And let's change this so that we can finish off with you guys. Can you spare a moment? Just a bit of your time. You see, Gurren has given us a gift of persimmons, but they're not just from him, no. They were paid for by many festival participants who wanted to give something to us, the organizers. According to Segetsu the Enlightened, such gifts traditionally demonstrate gratitude for a fantastic festival. Or something like that. I dozed off, to be honest with you. Anyway, I think it'd be quite fitting, most proper, to share this gift with everyone who made our festival a success. You will join me, yes? Thank you. First we'll pay a visit to Sadhu in Dothal Kar. And off we go. So yeah, the Namazu are going to be the beast tribe that I just will not do their dailies anymore because I get fucking nothing out of it. Like, there's no experience as soon as you're over level 70. Whereas with the Kojin and the Ananta, I still get experience. And I think at this point now with those, I'm getting 80k per daily that I do. You again? What is it this time? We are here to express our gratitude, to give thanks for your help with the archery contest via these persimmons from Namai. Yes. An odd gesture, but not unwelcome. I will taste this curious fruit. Word of your contest reached my ears. I would have dismissed it as mere rumor had my warriors not been the ones to deliver it. They said they nearly died of laughter. I'm unsure whether that's a compliment or an insult. Yes. But I'm most pleased to know that you know of the Namazu. Nor will we soon forget, stunted Chulu that you are. Our youths are eager to attend your festivities. You will entertain them. Of course. Everyone's welcome. Just come to Dora Isle sometime in the next 7 years. We must set off for the Dawn Throne now, but I hope we meet again soon. Oh yeah, now I can show you the underwater form as well. Because there's the, like, moat. Meow. And there we go. There's the underwater form. It's not exactly crazy, but it's nice that it has the different forms, and seeing it transform between them is honestly kind of awesome. I like it a lot. Where the fuck do I think I'm going? I need to see Magni, don't I? Yeah. To our dismay, we've seen the enormous, grotesque statue you erected on the cliffs. It displeases us to suffer such an eyesore, though I will commend your artisan skills. At least part of that was uncalled for. How uncivil. Anyway, we came bearing persimmons from Namai, as thanks for your explanation of Azim Bok. Yes, yes. An offering. In that case, I will permit it. The Oranir are always generous to those who pay obeisance. I will overlook your peculiar customs and grant the Namazu permission to hold your festival, at least until we claim victory in the next Nada. You may deliver the persimmons to Usagen. He is charged of all culinary matters. Will do. I'm unsure whether we have an agreement or not, but I'm quite satisfied that you at least know of the Namazu. Indeed, though at first I found your disfigured forms distasteful, I will allow that you too serve a purpose, not unlike the Zo, as do all the blessings of the steppe. One might be tempted to declare you superior to the Matanga, who lack your loquaciousness. Yes, I grant you leave to swear fealty to us as a tribe of the steppe. Well, the rest of these persimmons are not getting any fresher. We must hurry to see them all. Make haste, yes, yes. See you around. I know that the idea is that this quest is what like ties up the story for the Namazu and likewise the Anand before and stuff. But it feels like a cop-out to me that we had the like climax of their story and then we have to wait a week to 2 weeks, because that's how long the dailies take, in order to then just get the, oh yeah, thanks everyone, yay, thanks, woo. I'm like, fair enough, this is what unlocks the mounts and things like that, and that could be enough motivation to make you want to do it. It just doesn't. It's quite anticlimactic. Oh, pardon me. I didn't see you thereafter. We've come bearing persimmons. Thank you for your assistance. We could not have held our festival without the grounds you gave to us. No, no. And your insight into horse racing was most appreciated. That reminds me, I've been quite lucky and not come across that horse daily. My, how thoughtful. Doro Isla seems so lively now. The festival must be going well. The children here do so wish to attend. They are most welcome. The Mol are free to attend any time at all over the next 7 years. We'll be there. I look forward to it, and I'm sure the children will be delighted. I admit I thought it strange that the Udgan would speak of a person resembling a catfish, but I'm happy to have met someone so deft of hand. I'm unsure whether you like me for my skill or for my flavour, yes, yes. But I thank you nonetheless. I hope to see you at Doro Isla someday. I wonder what the allied quest line's going to be. Because I don't think there is one in Shadowbringers, from what I've heard. But I really don't know what to expect for Stormblood. I'd like to speak to everyone, together. Please, wait just a moment. Okay, sorry, I thought that was you trying to gather everyone together. Behold, our majestic creation. So, do you think it's impressive enough? Sufficiently inspiring of all? I find it curiously comforting. Yes, yes. But of course, what could possibly express the spirit of enlightenment more effectively than an imposing sculpture? After, do you think our festival has been meaningful? Worthwhile? Or would we saved from our terrible fate? Thought it was worthwhile. Wouldn't have fucking done it if it wasn't. You really think so? Yes, yes. Even had it not, I'd not regret it. No, no. This festival brought us together. And together we made so many, many things. Meaningful, worthwhile, valuable. Weighty words, yes, yes. But I think that what we do is what defines us. Crafting because we want to craft. Gathering because we want to gather. Even when no one sees its meaning, its worth, its value, we simply do. That's what makes a disciple of creation. Well said, Gyoshin. In fact, the same is recorded in a meditation on the metaphysics of merrymaking. In following our hearts, we find freedom, a peace truer than any other, our own. Sagetsu the Enlightened. Is this really the time for citations? I hope you do not imply I am being pretentious. Nothing could be further from the truth. I was bolstering Gyoshin's confidence by mentioning that I made the same observation in my debut publication, a meditation on the metaphysics of merrymaking. I, too, am following my heart. It's amazing, Sagetsu the Enlightened. I hope your heart leads you to summarize, to write succinctly. Oh, I nearly forgot for the 5th time. I have something for you. This is a deeply significant, most meaningful bell. I made it for you, with my own 2 fins. I am most grateful to everyone, but I am most grateful to you. Our festival would not be the same without you. No, no. Thank you. Thank you. It seems we'll be well occupied for the next 7 years. Yes, yes. Sweet. And that's the Namazu done as well. And now we could buy another bell. Oh, I need to. I already have one. Yeah, it's a bell. But you can buy the Makoshi flute and the Namazu Framers kit. And then I think once we become allied, is it? It must be. That's when we can unlock a Mars. so that we can look like one of them too. Yeah, so we already know what the Mikoshi looks like because it's the same mount from the quest line. Although there is a gilded golden version of this mount for 25 million, which I can hope to get someday. Long in the future. Now, what does... There we go. I don't hate the background. I don't hate the lanterns. That could work for my samurai. Oh no, because then I'd lose the flame. Wouldn't I? Yeah. How come... Okay, I guess during that, it doesn't... I want the flame effect, because that makes the portrait look cool. Duh. So now, is it going to be Kugane? Or Ralpha's Reach that the allied questline starts from? Because that's the Alliance raids. That's for a dungeon I've not unlocked. Don't actually know. Oh, okay, they're not called allied quest lines anymore. They're called intersocietal quests. Fair enough. Okay, no, apparently it is... Apparently it is from Kugane. But then... Ah, that's it. It's just not a blue quest. Ah, Mr. Spun! Hancock sent me to look for you. I'm glad to have found you so close by. He said he needs to meet with you, but it wasn't clear on the details. I suppose he'd rather explain it to you in person. Would you mind taking a moment to speak with him? He's over at the arbour. Thank you. Just make your way to Pier 2 if you please. I'll let Hancock know where he can find you. So you're telling me that he's not there, you're going to tell him that I'm going to be there, rather than telling me where he is for me to go there. You got a future in show business, kid. After, my friend. Good to see you again. Thank you for coming to meet me, though I confess that I knew you would. You're such an agreeable sort. Always ready to help your friends and close acquaintances. What do you want? There's no need for such spatial exertion. My request is a straightforward one. As it happens, I've been asked to escort a few members of the Ala Mhigan Resistance on a tour of Kugane. Seems they're interested in seeing the fortifications that allowed Hingashi to survive as an isolationist nation for so long. I've never met them, and it occurred to me that the presence of someone such as yourself, who has an established rapport with the Resistance, might smoothen our introduction. What say you? If I just have to stand there, alright. Good to hear. Particularly as they'll be here at any minute. By my estimation, they should be disembarking just about now. Ah! Right I am. Esteemed members of the Resistance, welcome to Kugane. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Hancock of the East Alienard Trading Company, and I will be your guide to this fair city. I appreciate you coming to meet us. I am Alpa, captain of the Veladina Gatekeepers. And I'm Joloman, Alpa's second in command. Pleasure to meet you. Is that you after? Fancy meeting you here of all places. What a pleasant surprise. Are you here to show us around? Now that's an excellent proposal, Miss Alpa. I'm certain the two of you would feel more at ease seeing the city with someone you know, don't you agree? In that case, I shall leave the role of guide to you. Meanwhile, I can secure accommodations for our guests. I get the feeling you didn't have much choice there. Sorry about all this. If it's alright, I'd like to visit the castle first. I'm eager to see its fortifications. This is the castle. I haven't unlocked the ability to go inside it yet. It's beautiful. It does look nice. Can't imagine it's much use as a fortress. Too decorative. What unusual attire. I can see you're not native to Kugane. May I ask where you hail from? The Kami, that tale's real? Are you a mermaid? Don't be absurd. I'm no mermaid, I'm an Ananta. There are many like Alpa in Ala Mhigo, our homeland. There's no need to be alarmed. So you're of a Western race then. Pardon me, I jumped to conclusions. It can be somewhat dull guarding the gate here, particularly as only an utter fool would try to break in. So I sometimes let my imagination get the best of me. It's alright, no offense taken. But if you have a moment, would you mind telling us more about this castle? I'm curious as to how a single guard at the gate is sufficient to keep it secure. Of course. I'm no expert, but I'll gladly teach you what I know. Consider it an apology for my rudeness. The central keep that towers above us is of a complex and strategic make, incorporating myriad defensive elements. As you can see, the most prominent part of the facade features regular openings, from which to unleash a veritable hail of arrows or musket rounds. We call these Sama, and they make it nigh on impossible for an enemy to approach from the front. Similarly, those unlucky souls who attempt to scale the walls are like to be met by tumbling boulders of boiling oil released by those manning the many brasses. Should one somehow manage to infiltrate the castle proper, we'll find it a trial to get out again, for the pathways inside are like a maze by design. To think something could be so elegant in both form and function. I'm impressed. That said, I don't believe in relying on fortifications overmuch. Get complacent enough and your enemy will walk right in through the front door, which is why I'm here, incidentally. A most instructive tale. Thank you. I had a feeling I'd find you here. Your accommodations are ready. Since your journey's a long one, I recommend that you stop for a soak in Kugane's famed hot springs before you continue your sightseeing. I can personally vouch for their efficacy in soothing body and soul. In that case, how could we refuse? That's settled then. Just make your way to the Bacaro Inn at your leisure. I must return to the Ruby Bazaar, but I've ensured that you'll find everything in order. My first Hinken Hot Springs. I hope you'll join us. She really is like a fairy tale mermaid come to life. The other bathers are in for a surprise. This inn is spectacular. Never seen anything like it. To think that we can just go right in. Wish I could show it to Gales, though it might be safer not to. Anyway, Jolmin went inside to change ages ago, but it doesn't seem like she's coming out anytime soon. She does wear an awful lot of armor. Why don't we have a look around while we wait for her? There's no harm in that, right? Seeing it has only made me want to get in more. Jolmin won't mind if we meet her in the water, right? Right. So let's go. Unless you need some time to change into your bathing suit as well. I hear it's customary to wear one, at least in Kugane. I could have changed my outfit. But fuck it. This feels wonderful. I'm so glad we came to Hingashi. It's nice to properly relax once in a while. Look there, is that a mermaid? The tail, those scales. Unmistakably a mermaid. Can't believe they've been real this whole time. And right here in our hot springs? This is ridiculous. And clearly no fish. I suppose people who've never seen an Ananta just don't know what else to make of you. Is that a Pokeball? Oh, for fuck's sake, it's him. Well, I never. Mermaids in the bar. Did someone say mermaid? What's this? A seeker, and one with most unfortunate features at that. Not as unfortunate as your manners. And I would say something about the creepy mask, but I reckon the face beneath it's even worse. Nah, I meant to believe that you don't recognize me. Nazar Arjab. You certainly have the look of an Eorzean, but perhaps my legacy has not yet reached whatever drab little corner of the realm you call home. Yes, on closer inspection I can see that our Far Eastern friends simply mistook serpent for fish. Not that it matters for my purposes, of course. I can hardly believe that I came upon a convincing substitute so soon. That's enough of your leering. What are you doing? Get your hands off me! Alpa? I swear, you masked maniac. If you've done something to Alpa... It's funny. Thought only to make a bit of coin on my travels through this foreign land. It seems the Beastmen and I are simply meant to be. In any case, I'll be helping myself to this one. I welcome a challenge, so feel free to hunt me down. If you can. Else take that Nazar. And what is he anyway? I can't believe he managed to snatch Alpa right out from under us. No, now's not the time. Our first priority needs to be tracking him down. Thankfully, if the locals' reactions so far are anything to go by, I'm sure they stood out. We can start by asking around. Oh, there's no point in fast traveling. Mikote man? I'm afraid I don't know what you mean. Oh, right. I'm talking about someone with ears like mine. Male. A bit odd in the facial area. He might have been behaving strangely too. Does that ring a bell? Oh, so you folk are called Mikote. I've seen quite a few of you around Kagania late. There was a man fitting that description over by the short pier when I passed. Not too long ago. Guess we're headed to Seaside then. Thanks for the help. But what the fuck is he doing here? This is not what I was expecting. In a variety of ways. Now that we've found him, I suppose we want to make sure that he doesn't die. We're going to need him to wake up first, though. I don't know, maybe poke him in the face? And you're sure he's not already dead? In that case, we'll have to get creative. I have just the thing. Well, he does anyhow. What the fuck are you doing? Just a thought. He never leaves home without his mark. Oh god, no. without his grenades. I assume he took the time to remove some of the powder after his prior experiences, so they should be safe enough. Lob one in his general direction, would you? I'll stand back a bit, just in case. Of course, let me just blow this guy up. The Seki Tsugumi are definitely not going to have anything to say about that. Yeah. I believe I at last truly grasped the meaning of the phrase, a rude awakening. Which is to say, oh, make no mistake, I'm delighted to see you, but I would appreciate it if you put a bit more thought into your method of greeting next time. I was having such a nice dream too. Can't say I expected quite that large of an explosion. I thought for sure you'd remember to take the powder out this time. But why are you here anyway? Yeah, Jolmin! Your attire is rather less present than usual. Ah, now you mention it, I did forget to put my uniform back on, didn't I? More importantly, though, we have a serious problem on our hands. Mazette, are you listening to me? Yes, I'm listening, and definitely making a normal amount of eye contact. Never mind that. Alpa's been kidnapped. I saw her being carried away by a man with the most peculiar mask. You saw it? Yes, as it happens. I stowed away on your ship to get here, and that went perfectly smoothly, thank you very much, till you two disembarked and ran off, leaving me without a clue where to go. As I was wandering about aimlessly, as one does, I saw the masked man with Alpa in tow. I called out to them, and he hit me, without so much as a warning. Before I fully lost consciousness, however, I witnessed something vital. He and Alpa boarding a small boat. Positive they were headed out to sea. And there's not a moment to waste. We'll board a ship at once. You too, Mazette. Of course. I'd never abandon Alpa in her time of need. In fact, I shall begin scanning the seas in search of any passing vessel that can carry us away right this moment. Feel free to say, put on a coat whilst I do. I guess that the next quest is just talking to you, isn't it? Yeah. Just wait till I get my hands on that Nazab job. At least we have some idea where he's headed with Alpha, thanks to Mazette. They decided to reward him by not pushing him into the sea, even though he's making it so very tempting. More importantly, where do you reckon we should start our search? They likely passed by the Ruby Price. Well, what are we waiting for? Jolmin, where are you going? Oh, why wouldn't I just... That's why. Because there isn't an Aetherite here, but there is a fast travel through Ethernet. She's wearing more clothes now, at least. Right, now that we're here, let's split up and ask whether anyone's seen a masked Makoto and a mermaid about. An excellent plan. It's nice to have everything back to normal. So it better not be about my attire again. If you hadn't noticed, Alpa has been kidnapped by a masked maniac. So go find some eyewitnesses before I change my mind about drowning you. Never did get to tell her that her swimsuit was fetching, but at least I managed to not make a fool of myself. Yeah. Sure. A man wearing a sinister mask. Certainly hasn't passed through here. I've been looking for a suspicious person to fire at all night. A suspicious man with a mermaid. Very funny. You Westerners and your jokes. Any luck? You two, huh? Seems we've hit a dead end here. I haven't the slightest idea what to do now, though. What? What's he gotten himself into this time? Come on. Ah, I see you've met our friend. Where's the gem? What is the meaning of this? First you burst out of the water like some sort of sea monster, and now you threaten me with a blade? Don't even know who you are, or what you are. You know not what you stole from me, but you shall come to regret it. Tsukumu is more precious than any treasure. Return him at once. Help me. I'm being beset by this, turtle man. Turtle man! After? What an odd coincidence. Well, not a coincidence at all, since you two seem to know each other, in which case you have my apologies. Not have drawn my blade without preamble. Think nothing of it. As a future leader of the M tribe, I was not at all alarmed by your sudden menacing advance. Not in the least. I'm Zetia, by the way, and any friend of After's is a friend of mine. I am honored to meet you. My name is Kabuto, and I lead the Blues Divine Circle. Name's Jolliman. I'm with the Veladina Gatekeepers in Ala Mhigo. Can I ask why you're at the point of skewering Zet? In my haste, I unfortunately mistook him for a thief who recently snatched Tsukumu from my helmet. Ah, that's where it's gone. That's what he was playing with in the... What precisely is this Tsukumu? Seem rather keen on getting it back. Tsukumu is my dearest companion and guide, who once walked beside me as a Karakuri puppet blessed with a soul. He is now present only as materia, but continues to watch over me. Wait, wasn't Nizar holding something that looked an awful lot like materia when we saw him at the hot springs? Could that have been Tsukumu? If so, it would mean that he robbed Kabuto before kidnapping Alpa, and that we almost certainly won't find him on the Ruby Sea. But why not? If it were me, I wouldn't want to risk my prize being retaken by its rightful owner, and fending Kabuto off would be a sight more difficult with Alpa in tow. I'd put money on Nizar having made for land as quick as possible. A reasonable conclusion. Assuming he was headed for Othard, the most direct route would have taken him through the village of Isari. To Isari we go then. We follow your lead, Kabuto. probably still going to be faster for me to travel to Onokura and then over. So presumably he's on the step because we need to interact with the Namazu at some point. It's a charming little fishing village. Would that we were here for some relaxing sightseeing. We have a villain to catch and a captain to save, so let's get to it. Meet me back here once you've gathered as much information as you can. Suspicious man and a mermaid with him. No, there ain't many suspicious sorts going around our little village. And you'll pardon me for saying so, but it don't seem likely a mermaid would keep such company. I haven't seen your mystery man, but I can tell you that mermaids have been a subject of some discussion around here as of late. You see, local legend has it that somewhere out there, far from the sights and grasp of the ordinary man, are what we Hingan call the Three Wonders, a mermaid flesh being one. It's said to grant life eternal, be that for better or for worse. A few moons past, a young lady born to one of Kugane's oldest and wealthiest families that proclaimed should any gentleman presume to ask for her hand in marriage, she would accept nothing less than all three wonders as a dowry. It's a fool errand, certainly enough. We Hingans love our fairy stories as well as any folk. We know the three wonders are no more than fantasy. You'll have to admire her clever ploy to remain unwed, though, which is why it's the talk of the land. And Nazar is trying to get in there. Okay. A masked man carrying a mermaid? Frankly, I'm not even sure I could imagine such a sight. I certainly haven't witnessed it. I did see a man with a curious mask, though. He made landfall in a small boat, and I assume departed on foot soon thereafter. As I haven't seen him since, I'd wager he made for the Azim Steppe or Yangsha, like most who pass through it. Now that we're all back, let's share what we've learned. Hopefully, between the four of us, we'll have heard enough to go on. So though Nazar was indeed sighted, no one can confirm which direction he departed in. And if your source is correct, Alpa is no longer with him. Did he stash her somewhere before landing in Isari? And where is he now? Three wonders may provide a clue. According to folklore, the treasures are a merflesh, jewel of fair souls, and the philosopher's fin. I shudder to think of the young lady being forced to marry Nazar of all people. Based on his theft so far, it doesn't seem like he's collecting the wonders, or treasures with passing similarity to them. Indeed, if Sakumu is his substitute for the jewel of fair souls, and your Alpa is meant to be the source of merflesh, that leaves only one. Flesh certainly implies a level of dismemberment that I'm not comfortable with. We have to stop him. Yes, I realise that. you have any bright ideas as to how, now's the time. We can't allow him to stay one step ahead of us. We can say with some certainty that Nazar is made for either Yangsha or the Azim Steppe, where it can only be up to no good. It's also likely Alpa's been imprisoned somewhere between here and Kugane. So which should we seek? I would be happy to ask the other members of the Divine Circle to search for your friend. There are no finer seekers of treasure in the Ruby Sea, and it would free us to continue tailing the thief. While I'd prefer to see to Alpa's safety myself, I can't deny that I'm at a distinct disadvantage in these lands. It probably would be better to leave the search to those more familiar with the area, while we pursue Nazar. He's after the... what was it now? Philosopher's Fin, right? If our assumptions are right, that's the only one left. And we know he's not too particular as to whether he lays hands on the real thing. Do you have any idea what could pass for the Philosopher's Fin at a glance? A Fin from Gyoke? He seems an easy to kidnap, though. Namazu who speaks, and articulately at that. He does sound like a prime cat. Oh, I guess that it didn't read the arrow key that I pressed. Okay. So it was a Fin of Sugetsu the Enlightened. However, one could easily call all the Namazu who have mastered the common tongue Finned philosophers. We cannot count on our villain to be so selective. Nor do we know if he makes for Doro Islo or rather Yuzuka Manor. Well, if potential Finned philosophers can be found in either location, I suppose we'll have to split up and cover both. I'll take Yuzuka Manor. Mazet can come with me. If only so I can keep him from accidentally injuring anyone, himself included. Anyway, I'm sure the locals will be able to point us in the right direction. Then we will hasten for Doro Islo, and hope that we arrive in time. I'd heard word of the festivities taking place here, but I wasn't aware they would be so extraordinary. Why, the big one, our comrades and Finns. You're here to assist with our new project, yes, yes? Our latest, greatest event. I interpret that as I haven't the foggiest idea of what you speak. So allow me to explain thoroughly. We're currently planning our most ambitious event to date, an exceedingly cultured performance based on the beloved Carol of Eld, Grey Kings of Orient. We've spread word of our upcoming masterpiece far and wide, from Kugane to Yangsha, so doubtless a great many will be in attendance. By the by, sir, it's rare to see one such as yourself here on the steppe. Am I correct in assuming you're an ambassador of the Kojin tribe? And how might I address you? My name is Kabuto. I am indeed a Kojin of the Blue, and the leader of the Divine Circle. We typically pursue treasure, but our quarry today is a villain whom we suspect is searching for the Philosopher's Fin. We have travelled here to stop him before anyone comes to harm. Oh, are you perchance speaking of the Philosopher's Fin as detailed in new records of ancient matters? One of the three wonders? Fascinating. But why seek it on the Azim Steppe? Quite certain the records make no mention of location. Ah, so naturally, having spoken to After, you concluded that I would most readily be identified as the source of the requisite fin, established as I am. Indeed, there could hardly be a more obvious choice for finned philosopher. Wait. I seem to recall from our many discussions that the philosopher will not be played by you, Gyofu. Seigetsu the Enlightened. We decided on Gyore for that role, remember? We already made the costume to fit her. The role of philosopher. Perhaps we should hear more of this new event of yours. Very well. In our upcoming performance, we reenact the journey to the west made by 3 kings in days of yore. Gyore has been chosen to dress as the Philosopher King. One would think the Namazu best suited for said role would be I, Seigetsu the Enlightened, most erudite and learned among us, renowned author of A Meditation on the Metaphysics of Merrymaking. But Gyoshin continually insists. That's it! Nazar must have heard about the performance and learned that it would include a philosopher. That is why he made for the Azim step. He also knows that she has been selected for the role of Philosopher King. Gyore will be in danger. Where is she now? If I recall correctly, she spoke of travelling to the Dawn Throne to retrieve ritual offerings from the Orinir's stock. We've been running low as someone keeps partaking without authorization. And we must make for the Dawn Throne at once. With me! I was not really following that, no. But I am most confident that Gyore's fins should remain attached to Gyore. She needs those. It's all well and good for Gyoshin to sprint off the big one knows where. Hardly advisable for me to leave the festivities unsupervised. I'll remain here and inform Gyore of the situation should she return. I look forward to when we're in Shadowbringers. I look forward to the zones. I really like some of the Shadowbringers zones. Goodness! What kind of the Orinir to share so much food with us? It'll take more than a few Namasu to eat through all of this, thankfully. Oh, hello. Can I help you with something? Yes. I'm supposed to believe that's the face of a philosopher. I suppose a fin's a fin. The client won't know any better, so in you go. What is the meaning of this? Let me out! So is he a samurai now? Oh no! No! Stop! He really was after Gyore's fin. Yes, both of them. put her in a barrel. The horror! The indignity! What do we do? We should speak with our comrades at Yazuka Manor. They need to hear this. And may have an idea of where Nazar would take this ill-gotten treasures. Can you contact them after? Nothing to report here. Have you had any luck? He's kidnapped a Namazu named Gyore. That's not good. He's got all three of the wonders in hand then. But if we're to assume that his sudden quest for the three wonders and the young lady's wedding dowry are connected, there's a good chance that he'll revisit Kugane at some point, whether to present the items to her or to a would-be suitor. We would have to retrieve Alpa beforehand, of course, meaning that we finally have a chance to get ahead of him. We can return to Kugane first, and be ready to snare him when he arrives. Let's rendezvous in Kugane. Say, Bokaro Inn. I'll see you there. What did Jolmin suggest? Lay a trap in Kugane. Could work, but we'll need to return post-haste. We should tell Sugetsu the Enlightened first. I'm sure he'll have many thoughts on the situation. Maybe even a helpful one. Very well. We will speak with him before we depart. He's doubtless worried about Gyore, and it would be unkind to leave him wondering. We'll find Sugetsu the Enlightened and be right back. Gyoshin has apprised me of the ill news. You intend to apprehend the culprit in Kugane? Yes. If we travel fast enough, we should succeed in reaching the city before Nazab Jab does. I always have my travel hammer, travel awl, travel spinning wheel, and travel anvil packed, just in case. I am most prepared. Ready to go, yes. The sack will be a tight squeeze with both of us, but if you put Sugetsu in head first and me tail first... Stop right there, Gyoshin. Exactly what are an artisan and a member of the illiterati meant to do against an opponent who is foiled even after? For us to blunder in without a stratagem would be the height of folly. No, these two ought journey ahead to Kugane, lest Nazar arrive sooner than expected. Meanwhile, I shall devise an infallible plan based on the principles laid forth in the Smart of War. We shall join them anon. Do not know what these principles are. Not even a little bit, no. But I'll do as you say if you think it will help get Gyore back. What could he be plotting? It would serve us to have a clearer idea of Sugetsu the Enlightened's plan. We can wait no longer to depart. Come, we should hasten to the Bakairo Inn. Wait, hold on. Who the where the two made good time. We left for Kugani just after I spoke with you, and only arrived a short while ago ourselves. Have you been able to learn anything of Nazar? We were successful in returning to Kugani ahead of him, though not by much. He's already made port. We saw dock workers hauling a large barrel and the squirming sack from his skiff under his close watch. Unfortunately, but whatever his plans are, they're likely already in motion. Prisoners, where is he sent them? There's a large vessel docked at Pier 1. Seems Alpa and Gyore have been taken aboard. I have Mizet keeping an eye on the situation. I saw that ship when we arrived. It is unmistakably the Koroboro Maru. If I recall correctly, the merchant Kageyama purchased it for a hefty sum some time ago. Kageyama, you say? And who might that be? I am not familiar with the details, but according to rumor, he has a history of using wealth to make each... Pardon me. Make each and every one of his problems disappear. He's taken to using this tactic recently, it is said, in pursuit of a bride. I am choking on myself. Ugh. Spending more gil than most will ever see in his attempt to snare the perfect woman. A bride, eh? Well, I think we found Nazar Jarb's esteemed deployer. Hello, after. 'Tis I. You know, your favourite Makote. Dashing good looks, ladies' man, future noon of the M tribe. Yes, well, I'm afraid we have a problem. One that requires your immediate attention. And that's why I contacted you. It's vital that you hear this as soon as possible. I've been dutifully keeping watch by the Koroboro Maru, and Alpa and the Namazu have just been brought out on the deck. Don't have much longer until our mermaid becomes mermaid's flesh. I'd love to continue this little chat we're having, but I rather think you should come to the harbour. Right away! Is that Mizet? This is our last chance, then. We must stop Nazar once and for all. Okie dokie. That is not the pier that I expected him to be on. That's fine. Oh, wait. Okay, they're up. Alrighty. There you are. We must hurry. Help is a dear friend, and I won't have her turned into mince by some scheming, and rather unattractive, I must say, villain. Sir, you appear to have a rather large caterpillar growing on your face. Mer flesh. The philosopher's fin. And the jewel of fair souls. With this, she can no longer deny me. What a pretty thing she will be beside me at our matrimonial feast. I can taste it now. Couldn't possibly care less about what you intend to do with the goods, so long as I am fairly compensated. Speaking of payment, I think it's time we finished up here. I need only carve the meat. Not a chance. Finally caught up, have you? Though I doubt you've much more to offer this time around. Jolman! That was dirty. What? Afraid you can't defeat her in a fair fight? I merely prefer to spend my time on foes that are actually worthy, or at least suitably entertaining. But if any of you believe you'll present a greater challenge, then by all means. Very well. I will defeat you myself, and have you return Sukumu here and now. I see them. They are most visible. What the fuck? Ramming speed! Yes! Yes! Okay, so canonically they can fly without us. Or at least fall with style. Whistle. It's the Sekisugumi. Pity. I was just beginning to feel a twinge of excitement. But I see I must take my leave. Farewell, Eastern Beastmen. This little chase has been most amusing. Perhaps you may entertain me again someday. Not this time. As a future Noon and a friend to Jolmin and Alpha both. Let these crimes go unanswered. Trust me, sometimes you have to learn the hard way how to treat a lady! Seven hells. That's the one that he took all the powder out of. Oh, now we find the one with no powder. As if explosives would save the adventurer's gaggle of misfits yet again. Fuck you. I hope that that is finally the last that we actually see of him. Now we need only ensure that Kageyama meets with justice at the hands of the Seki Sagumi. That may pose a problem. Where has that eel slipped off to? He makes for Koganedori. After. With me. We can meet at the Bacaro Inn afterward. I'll carry the wounded there. I'm counting on you. Where the fuck you at? You need not push yourself, Alpa. You've only just been freed from what must have been a very trying ordeal. I'll be fine. As captain of the Veladina Gatekeepers, I can't let evil go unpunished. There. What? How did you... No matter. You may have followed me this far, but no further. Paupers of Kugane, behold my loose change. Ooh, free money! Pardon me, sir, but if you could move a bit to the left. Ma'am, it is imperative that we capture this villain. They're not listening. Just look at them. Scrounging at my feet. It pays to be wealthy. Please, leave this to me. You're wasting your time, little mermaid. I'm a master of monetary manipulation. And no one's easier to control than coin-starved commoners. Except she can control the metal. Into a statue of the big one. What's the meaning of this? Oh, cruel fate. Why do you mock me? Well done. But why a fish? I saw one on the Namazu's strange contraption earlier. It was so cute, I just couldn't stop thinking about it. I don't even like fish. I believe it's time you accepted your fate. Yes, I think that's quite enough escape attempts for one day. You've made it perfectly clear who the villain is here. Right, my Seki Sagumi friends? You can't do this to me! I have a woman to coerce. A matrimonial banquet to consume. It seems the matter is resolved at last. Shall we go and inform the others? Okay, so I need to go to the inn. Even though I ate before starting the stream, I'm feeling hungry again, so I've just had to order some food. The innkeep was kind enough to call a doctor, but it seems that no one has more than minor injuries. And apparently, there's no better treatment for scrapes and bruises than the Brokaisen hot springs. Guess we'll just have to visit them again. Okay, this time though. I mean, I don't really have much better at the moment on any of my gear sets. The best thing I have is probably this. But what we could do is just go in naked. So let's go. Oh, that's cute. Let's continue where we left off before we were so rudely interrupted, shall we? I'm so sorry, Alpa. What? You've absolutely nothing to apologize for. Not now, not ever. It's my duty to protect you, and I failed utterly. And it took so long to free you, and I couldn't even manage that without help. Maybe not, but the rescue wouldn't have succeeded without your leadership. Not to mention how you saved me from being sliced in two. You may not be able to do everything yourself, but I couldn't ask for a better second in command. Alpa, thank you. I'm grateful to everyone else too, of course. After Kabuto, Gyoshin, Mize... Hold on. Where's Mizet? Maybe he's still changing? No. Never fear. It is I, Mzet. I discovered this floating in the sea after Nazar's disappearance. How do I look? Rakish? I'm throwing that back in the sea, and you along with it. Just leaving him. Yep. Looking like fucking Yamcha. Just when you think he's learned something. That is legitimately the Yamcha pose as well, isn't it? If I may ask, Gyoshin, how did you know to find us on the Kuroboro of Maru? It was easy to spot you from above. I knew that stuffing the Mikoshi with all of the cloud breath in our stores was the right choice. Yes, yeah. Ah, okay, so they filled it with buoyant stuff. My, how convenient. I'm glad that you made it out safely too, Gyore. Thanks to all of you, being trapped in a barrel was harrowing and fraught with splintery peril, yes, yes. But it was worth it for a chance to enjoy these hot springs together. If you say so. What is that gem in your helmet? It's most unusual, quite unique. This is the soul of my dear friend Sukunu, more valuable than any treasure in the whole of the Ruby Sea. He is what Nazar stole from me. I'm truly grateful to you for helping me retrieve him. As Gyore said, despite our tribulations, I feel fortunate to have met you all. I hope we can continue to strengthen our friendship now that we're all safe and sound. Then please come to our festival, yes, yes. We can strengthen our friendship and all our assorted limbs by carrying a Makoshi together. If you're ever in Eorzea, come to Ala Mhigo. The Veladina gatekeepers will give you the grand tour, and you can stay at the Castellum. And so now I have the gratuity emote, which I think is effectively Gill Toss, right? Just without an attack. Through your efforts, your allies of all shapes and sizes across Ala Mhigo and the Far East have forged bonds of friendship that promise to remain strong through the years. You are truly a hero to societies across many realms. Wait. So, what does that emote look like? Gratuity. Oh, yeah, I've seen people do this. Usually in, the Gold Saucer. And you can scratch yourself. I'm not entirely sure why you put the one hand up, but it's whatever. But cool, that is all of the beast tribes of Stormblood finished. We just need to go around and grab the last few things that we can buy from them. First... I just realised, I don't know if I've ever actually been in the inn in Shadowbringers. I don't even know... Oh wait, no, I have been, because you have to go into it as part of the story. But it's less of an inn and more like it's your own apartment. Okay. So, let's start with the Ananta. We'll work our way down the list. And then I need to do the Rising event that is started yesterday, actually. So I can get a wind-up Quiliana. And I think that's it. For you. That's fine. Go to Tamamizu. I already have those. So I can get a wind-up red back and Zephyrus Zabuton. Okay. For some reason, I thought I could get the like chess piece of the red or something as well. That's fine. Because that would have been how it would have worked if this was like the Vanu Vanu, where you get the Zundu and the bundle. Yeah, so you've still got the bell. And there it is, the mask. Please tell me I can... Yes! Yes! Okay, it doesn't open its mouth like the Chocobo mask. That's fine. That's fine. I don't think there's anything else particularly that I can buy though. But that's fine. We got the Namazu mask, which I might be able to use for things. We will see. Okay, now where do I need to go for the rising? It's probably all that. No, Limsa. Limsa. And it's the upper dock. Okay. Feels like it's been a little while since I've been in Limsa on stream. I like this. This is cool. And I love the quiet music in the background as well. Of all the coincidences, you'll hardly believe it, but I was just this very moment reminiscing of the time you lent me your strength a 12-month past. You see, I again find myself in pressing need of an adventurer's aid, just as I did last rising. Oh, if only after we're here, I thought to myself. And here you are. Well then, what do you say? Shall we clasp arms once more? My thanks. The matter is this. I've been approached by a lady named Oyoyo, who wishes to imprint her own inimitable mark upon the skies above Limsa Lominsa. I speak, of course, of the fireworks that illumine these rising nights. Learning of my contribution to previous year's festivities, she's enlisted me to her cause. We already have the ear of the organising committee. However, Lady Oyoyo has expressed a strong desire to consult with a storied adventurer before finalising her proposal. Come to the Yellow Jackets guardhouse at the base of the Coral Tower and I'll introduce you. Okay. Sit down. Ah, yes. Hello. Hello, Mr. Yo-Yo. Yeah. Lady Yo-Yo. One storied adventurer, as promised. Oh, the carbuncle earring. Blessings of the 12 upon you. Name's a Yo-Yo. Cannoneer, first class with the yellow jackets. Honor to have you on board. Did I mention that it's the yellow jackets who are in charge of this year's festivities? Not only in decorating of these fair Laminsian streets, but in designing and constructing the fireworks that brighten the skies above them. Lady Yo-Yo here is quite the savant in all manners incendiary and explosive, and so it's fallen to her to formulate a plan for the display's crowning glory. Me and the other lads and lassies of the Cannoneers whipped up a load of lovely little drakes, snakes and devils for the Moonfire Fair, but more of the same ain't gonna cut it for the Rising, because it's all about remembering those we lost in the calamity, ain't it? Them and theirs deserve something a mite specialer than a bunch of old bangers. An admirable sentiment, I'm sure. It would not do for our ode to such poignant memories to be aught less than memorable. Let us make this year's rising one the citizens of this fair realm will not soon forget. Took the words right out of my mouth, dearie. Thing is, having hardly set foot out of Limsim all my days, I don't reckon I'm best placed to know what's going through the minds of the citizens of this fair realm. And so you would pick an adventurer's brains. One who's journeyed far and wide across this land we love, and knows it and its people intimately. Yet before we call upon your particular wisdom, mayhap it would behoove us to seek out a wider range of opinions. Many and more look to the skies come rising night, and the thoughts that run through their minds are no doubt as diverse. Let us learn them. Sounds like a plan. Mind if I join you, dearie? Could do with learning some of these thoughts myself. Right then. Where's best to start asking around? Someplace a lot of outsiders gather, I reckon. Oh, how about we meet in the Aetherite Plaza? Down in the lower decks? While you two are so engaged, allow me to continue our discussions with the organising committee. I shall await you by the aft castle. Oh, food's already here. Yay. Sorry about that. That was a lot sooner than I expected it to be. Okay. Oh. There you are, hidden. You see them lights down Orca's Alley, dearie? Decorations for the festival, they are. Every year when the streets are all decked out for the Rising, the art fills with, well, all kinds of feelings. Sorrow, pride, regret. But enough about me. We came here to find out how the other folk feel about it. Let's split up, head down the alley and ask a few likely looking customers each. We're on a schedule here, so don't go asking every single soul you see. 4 or 5 should do you. I'll meet you down by the ferry docks when you're done. Welcome, welcome. Oh, what may I interest you in this fine morning? Information is it? Well, if you really must know, the whizzing and banging that fills the air this season always takes me back to the time just before the calamity struck. A great festival was held to celebrate the reformation of the Grand Companies. People in the streets were hooting and hollering and setting off fire spouts. All the ships in the bay, now bedecked in maelstrom colours, let loose their cannons. It seems so foolish now, knowing that it was soon to befall us. But all that noise served a purpose nonetheless, drowning out that fear that ever whispered in our ears. It is my firm belief the rising fireworks serve the same purpose even now. That they present a vision of loveliness, togetherness, that we might forget our fears and be given hope for a brighter future. That's kind of a cute way of looking at it. The streets are full of life, skies full of fire, and westerly winds filling our seafarers' sails as it does our hearts. I couldn't have picked a better time to come home. You a sailor too, are you? Helping with the fireworks, you say? Good on you, lass. I have a few memories of back then, if you've been here to hear them. I'm a merchant seaman, you see. Always sailing hither and thither across the waves. Was just back from a trip to Razet Han when the calamity struck. Everyone was looking up to the sky. That loathsome lantern that hung low in it. Like most folk, I don't remember much of what happened in the days before or after it fell. I'll never forget these faces. And that's what I love so much about fireworks. You see the same faces looking up, this time with a smile. Reminds you not only of the bad times, but how we got over them. That's quite a cute sentiment. I like that. All right there. Anything I can do for you? You're asking for people's thoughts on the rising fireworks. Would have thought a great hero like you would have better to do with your time. But I suppose that's what makes you a hero, eh? Helping people out, whichever way you can. Well, I'm like most people, I suppose. I think of those I lost. My parents, most of all. I wonder if they're watching, too. They swum up from the bottom of the ethereal sea to see what all the cracking and banging's about. It's complicated, I suppose. I feel sad they're gone, but happy I'm not. And grateful to Baderon saving me and so many others. They are watching. I hope they can see me too. See that I'm doing all right for myself. That they might sleep soundly for another 12 months. Can you see them too, my love? You're involved with the fireworks. I want to know what I think of them. Well, just now I was wondering if they can be seen from far out in the offing. Do you know? I see. The reason I ask is my husband is out there now. He meant to be back by rising night, but it seems the tide didn't turn in his favour. He was so looking forward to the fireworks. I do hope you can see them from where he is. We can share them together, no matter how far apart we might be. That's my only request to you. You make the finale as bright and boisterous as you can, that all those who cannot be together this rising might still share in its message. There are some cute messages with this rising. I like it. Like I didn't do last year's rising on this character, but I did on my other character because it was the 10-year anniversary of Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn. And I liked the motifs that one had, because there was a lot of red going around. But I kind of like all of the blue and gold. Like, these aren't normally here. But I kind of like them. I'd prefer them if they were red, most likely, because that's who I am. But I like them. It's a good aesthetic. Sorry to keep you waiting, dearie. So what'd you find out? Same here. Was half expecting him to just keep looking at the pretty light. It seems the feeling runs a lot deeper than that. The memories of the calamity still sit heavy on their hearts. The rise in fireworks goes some way to lifting that spirit. So, any ideas for the grand display? What kind of thing do you reckon would help lift those spirits the most? Something that gives people hope. Hope for the future. Hope for the future, eh? That ain't a bad idea. Reminding folk that, however dark the night, dawn is just around the corner. The rising ain't just about mourning those we lost, after all. About remembering the struggles of those who survived, to steer us to a brighter future. Aye, that's it. That's what Limsa's needing this rising. Ships, cannons, archer salute, not just for the fallen, but those setting sail for unknown shores. A vision of the past and of the future. An old bleeding armada filling Galadian Bay, lighting up the very heavens. Who wouldn't want to watch that? That's settled then. The minstrel's gonna love it. He said he'd be up to buy the half castle, right? I'll see you there. Our intrepid adventurer returns. Positively bursting with inspiration, I take it. I see. A traditional seafaring salute. Not only for the memories of the fallen, but to the future fortune of those who follow in their wake. A most fitting proposal, I'm sure. Thanks, the both of you. But our work ain't done yet. There's a lot needs sorting out before we can put this idea into action. So much to do, so little time. If you wouldn't mind helping us a little longer, dearie, I'd be forever in your debt. Let me know when you've got your loins good and girded. Right then, let's get started, shall we, dearie? The plan is we're going to line up an old fleet of ships across the bay and have them fire a broadside into the sky. But before we go about finding our fleet, we need to get the plan approved by the organising committee. And that means convincing Commodore Reiner. I'll take the lead, but I ain't exactly got the silverest tongue, nor much experience nobbling with the higher-ups. If you two see me struggling, put in a word, won't you? Of course, milady. Your cause is ours. Thank you, my dears. Together then, the Coral Tower. And I'll try to not be too distracted by food. Last I had the privilege of meeting with the Commodore was around the time of the Calamity. I'd been arrested for conspiracy to incite rebellion. Naturally, it was all a misunderstanding. Some other scurrilous soul had been singing songs of sedition. If not for Reiner and his relentless pursuit of the truth, I might still be lingering in the brig. The shrewd investigator who'll brook no equivocation. Shall we then? Wanting to make the Rising display special I can fathom, but the sheer scale of this proposal is beyond anything I'd imagined. But Yo-Yo, need I remind you what the first duty of the Yellow Jackets is the keeping of the peace? Filling the bay with ships will not only disturb the daily workings of the harbour, but it's sure to foment agitation among the commons. Knowing this, do you still mean to persevere with this outlandish plan? I do, Commander. Every Laminson's art, every Eorzean's art, still bears the scars of calamity. All that loss, that hardship, that struggle, it cut deep. But the Rising ain't just about looking to the past, it's about looking to the future too. If it's our duty to watch over folk, keep them on the straight and narrow like, I reckon it's our duty to see them off on another year's journey too. Well put. I accept your intentions are pure, but what of logistics? I trust you've a plan as to who will exactly be providing and paying for this fleet of yours? Yes, Commander. We're going to petition the Maelstrom for the flagship and the rest from, Black Sails? Of course, one is wont to forget that those buccaneering souls remain bound to serve the Maelstrom in times of necessity. Lady Yo-Yo would have us parley with the 3 great pirate captains and remind them of their civic duty, it seems. Aye, that's right. The pirates answered the Admiral's call back when the moon was falling, fought and died at Cartano, same as the rest of us. When they hear about our plan to salute all those who fell, and all those who didn't, don't doubt they'll answer the call again. I wish you all the luck in the world in recruiting those rogues to your cause. You shall need it. Very well then, allow me to arrange the parley. Should you succeed in this feat, you may consider all my remaining doubts answered. I bid you remember that you go to speak with pirates, lawless marauders all. Pray that you do not say aught to offend them, unless we find ourselves with a mutiny on our hands. I shall have the Maelstrom summon the leaders of the 3 factions to the anchor yard. Pray, go there and complete your preparations. Fuck, that was a bigger bite than I thought. Well, cheers for sticking with me, you two. I hope I can count on your support for the next set of negotiations and all. Of course, my lady. Alas, I fear the captains, those far-famed scourges of the seas, will prove rather less biddable partners than Commodore Rayner did. While Rosen of the Sanguine Sirens may be swayed by emotion, Parvelaine of the Kraken's Arms is of a more mercenary mold. The executioners, meanwhile, value honour and glory above all else. If there's aught that unites them, it's a zealous spirit. Let's argue with passion that we might inflame theirs. If it's passion you're after, I've got that in bleeding bucket loads. Might need you two to jump in again, in case my tongue decides to tie itself in an arpitch. Just say the first thing that comes into your heads, and I'll pick up after. Come on then, dearies. Let's head over to the Anchor Yard and get this parlay started. Anchor Yard is like the other side of... No? I thought the Anchor Yard was the other side of the Ark Castle. Yeah, it is. Don't know why it wasn't showing on my map. Oh. It's all the way over here. Yeah, that could do it. So, been a minute. Thanks for coming. The reason we asked you here is... Aye, Maelstrom's summons laid it out for us loud and clear. You want us help with you with the Pardon me? You want us to help you with the Rising's fireworks? And the answer's no. We must Sirens fire a broadside, it's to send our enemies to the bottom of the briny. Not to paint pretty pictures in the sky for drylanders to gawp at. We've better things to be doing with our time. It's a rare occurrence, to be sure, but I find my opinion aligns with Roswin's. Our time is precious, as I'm sure is yours. Let us hasten to draw these discussions to a close. I shall put it bluntly. I see no profit in this endeavour for myself and my men. So, unless there's anything else... No profit? How sad that the great Carvelaine should lose his nose for coin. I did not come here to be insulted. If you know of a method by which the Krakens might stand to gain from this that I do not, then state it. Or else hold your tongue. Better yet, allow me to hold it for you. The sheer scale of the spectacle we propose would no doubt draw all the lords and ladies of the realm to gather in the city. Personages of high renown and deep pocket. Aye, if they saw you lot working it hand in hand with the Maelstrom, it'd do wonders for your public image. Folk who normally wouldn't touch a pirate with a barge pole would be queuing up to do business with you. I do believe you have a point. Poorly phrased though it might be. To win legitimate business, one must protect the image of a legitimate businessman. Sod your image, and sod anyone who's too lily-livered to trade with us. They can stick their barge poles up their backsides. What's in it for the Sirens? Don't you want to bring joy to the masses? Look, I enjoy the fireworks as much as anyone. Just don't see why it's got to be us what puts them on. We're pirates, not bawdy villains. Sanguine sirens ain't all about the pirating life, though, are you? You run almshouses for the sick and injured, and those with child. Keep themselves busy with the odd jobs, such as come their way. Them's your hunters, and the folk who've drawn to the city to see the grand display, your quarry. Ah, I see where you're going with this. Get the girls to set up stalls selling food and grog and the like, and then make a killing, provided they had all the right permits from the Yellow Jackets. You're a shrewd one, you. Maybe I could lend him a hand himself. They do say the best way to a man's art is through his What of the executioners? There's no dishonour in linking arms with Admiral Merlwyb and the Maelstrom, surely. You, Yellow Jacket, I want you to tell me one thing, and tell it true. This is Limsa Lominsa, greatest port in all the realm. You could find this fleet of yours without her help. But you've come here begging for it. Why? Because I reckon you're the ones who need the rising most. The Black Sails only came together because of Carter. You could have upped anchor and sailed off into the sunset, but no. You fought like demons on those cursed flats. Made heroes of yourself. And martyrs. The way I see it, it's only right that those that lost the most, when they stood to gain the least, should be the ones to fire the salute to the departed. And a salute to the departing too. The calamity changed the lives of you pirates more than anyone. If anyone should be celebrating new beginnings, it's those who made new beginnings already begun. So it's all for our own good, is it? I'm heading back to the Estalatia. Send word when you've hammered out the details of this display of yours. We'll see what we can do. Aye, aye, Captain. Can't rightly say no to you now, can I? We lost a lot of good people back in Cartano. Let's send them all off with a bloody great bang. I'll join you, on one condition. It's in your reminiscence of trauma past. You do not make a shameful spectacle of yourself. Pray, do not force me to restrain you. Again. I never forced you to do nothing. You'll keep your hands off me if you want to keep them, you randy bastard. Quite the fragile flower, isn't she? Well then, I bid you adieu. My ships will not ready themselves. Breathe. Gods, I was so nervous I could hardly speak. So much for chipping in when you did. Could have never got them on our side without you. Right. Time to put the finishing touches of this plan of mine. It's going to be wonderful. I just know it. Oh, and about your reward. Giving it to the minstrel. You can grab it from him. To new beginnings, lass. And may the navigator's breath ever fill your sails. She was cute. You did a great service, my friend. Both for Lady Yo-Yo and all those who love the Rising. Myself included. For that, I shall ever be grateful. I expect it should be still some hours before preparations for the grand finale are complete. Mayhap we could wait together? Do we actually get to see them? While we wait, would you care to hear a verse that has lately come to me? It's a song of celebration, of encouragement, for all those who sail for unknown shores. Pray, lend me your ears. Last year we were on an airship. Greetings, warrior of light. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? Like a fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps. Or perhaps not. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Naoki Yoshida. I've beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude. Yoshi P! The road we've walked has been long and winding, full of perils and pitfalls. We've enjoyed every step in your company. We hope that you feel the same about this last great leap. With every adventure we undertake, the longer the legacy we leave behind us. Yet a lengthy history need not mean a foreshortened future. Many adventures yet await. We shall continue to chart a course into the great unknown, one that takes in all the diverse wonders this wide world has to offer, that your legacy might grow ever greater. To be certain, it would be a less trying task to sleepwalk ever onward down the same well-furrowed path, yet to venture down paths untrodden, believing in the bright and glorious future that lies beyond them, is by far the more rewarding. This is the gift that we wish to deliver unto you. The gift of adventure. And we pray, with all our hearts, that you will continue to walk with us. We thank you for joining us on this journey, heretofore and hereafter. Now, the time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. One cannot know what fills the hearts and minds of those who look to the sky this rising night. You and I will see very different images in those explosions of light and colour. But one thing I know for certain, that right here, right now, we look to the same sky. And though the paths that lay ahead of us may lead in very different directions, sometime, someplace, they shall cross again. Nice little message from the producer, isn't it? In case anyone didn't know, that's what the P in Yoshi P stands for. It's almost time for the display to begin. Consummation not only of our labours, but of the thoughts and prayers of the people of this fair city. A salute for the departed, and for those who set sail into unknown waters. Many adventures yet await you, my friend. May the navigator's breath ever fill your sails. From eastern sea to eastern sky, the sacred sun ascends, and voices stir of wind, of waves, of ropes, of sails of friends, who like the golden light of dawn that streams across the sea, set sunlit sail for foreign lands. May fortune follow thee. A journey done, so sinks the sun below the western waves, and memories stir of friends of yore asleep in watery graves. Let not our voices raised in song disturb your endless sleep, but join us in our chorus, and you dream among the deep. An excerpt from an ancient mariner's song. A prayer for the safe return of those who sail over the far horizon, and for the peace of those who sleep beneath those same eternal waves. It concludes with a wish. The voices of those whose spirits are stirred in anticipation of new adventure reach the ears of those whose adventures ended too soon, that they might be united as one. A fitting sentiment for the rising, methinks. And so I offer you my own heartfelt wish. Even should your adventures carry you beyond the far-flung horizon of this wild world, we should meet once more in a 12 months' time and look up to the same sky together. And there we go. That is the... Oh! And I've unlocked... I've unlocked a new thing. And apparently there may be people that I recognize. The Admiral. Oh, so this is a coincidence. Raina was just telling me of the role you played in putting the display together. I'm sure all those who gathered in my city to witness it were as moved as I. A salute to all those who set sail for new adventures, which will surely resound in their hearts and give them strength and courage in the year to come. And a salute to the fallen too, was it not? Many and more lost their lives on the fields of Cartano, men and women of the Black Sails chief among them. I thank you for giving those who survived them this chance to put their grief to more productive ends. I thank you for giving the celebrations an unmistakable touch of salt too. This year's rising was not merely in Limsa Lominsa, but of her. I look forward to seeing how future host cities follow our example. But for now, let us focus on the present. I'm sure I've kept you from your business for far too long already, and I must return to mine. I must offer my prayers to Limulane and be on my way. Fare you well after. I wish you safe voyages for the year to come. May the navigator's breath ever fill your sails. And I guess depending on when you do it, you could get different people. Because what they have done in the past is they've basically done MSQ checks and other questline checks to see what NPCs you would know. And so you'd end up with like Hian and Aymeric and I imagine that Hildebrand turns up and things like that. I don't know, because I've not done the Hildebrand questline on any character so far. But we did get a brushed up Cryle minion. Which is quite cute, because it's Cryle without her hood. Wait. I didn't know that if you mouse over it, it gives you like a little thing that they say as well. I didn't realize there was an extra line. Oh shit. Okay. But that is going to be where I call it for tonight, because I've got some food to eat, and honestly I'm a bit tired, so I don't think I'm up for doing job quests and stuff today. But we will probably be back on Friday to do some more stuff, which will, now that we're done with the societies and we're done with Eureka, we can focus on unlocking and doing the alliance raids, the normal raids, catching up on job quests, and doing more of the post-Stormblood MSQ as well. Currently, my plan is to do the Gunbreaker and Dancer quests last, so that they are most fresh in our mind for going into Shadowbringers. But I still need to do a lot of classes, and worst case scenario, if it comes to it, I may stream farming in Eureka, because God knows I still need to spend a lot of time in Eureka. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good one. Later.